Hey guys, yes, as you can tell by the title, this is a live Sunday morning vlog. So good morning to all of you guys. It is Sunday, July 9th, 2023. And I can tell you it has been one of those 4th of July weeks that honestly you'll think back on, but not, I guess you would say not too fondly or whatever you want to call it or however you want to view it. But yeah, it's been one of those weeks. And what I mean is that, of course, depending on where you live, people were already setting off fireworks, if not illegals, like M80s, M30s, whatever you want to call them. And it did not, really sit well with a lot of folks or even their animals. But yeah, kind of started out like that even before. But then if that's not enough, get a load of this. Get a load of this. So basically, a couple of days before basically, the 4th of July, my mom starts noticing that our garbage disposal here is acting up. It's not making the right kind of noise that it should be making. So instead of, probably unplugging it and reaching down, with something like a stick to see if maybe there's something stuck, she decides, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to unplug it, and try to see what happens. So she unplugs it, plugs it back in, see if maybe that might work, reset it, nothing happens. So what does she do? She unplugs it and has me email the property management and let them know, hey, our garbage disposal needs work. Our garbage disposal right here, needs work. And so she had to basically go over there where it's located, where the plug is, right there, and unplug it. The bottom one is the dishwasher, but the top one, they have it labeled, is the garbage disposal. And as you can tell, we both cleared out the bottom of the sink so that when they do come, which will be tomorrow finally, they'll have room to get in there and fix it. That is basically, what the plan is for tomorrow. Now, with that said, if that's not enough from a maintenance perspective, then get a load of this. So, after we contact them and everything, and we get a technician contacted, we think, because that's what they do. They will let you as a renter, a customer, go onto the website, request maintenance, and they will tell you on that website and even through your email and texts that, oh yeah, we have somebody contacted for you, but they won't tell you whether or not that person's coming. So what happened is that we're waiting a couple of days, even after the 4th, and nothing. There's no contact. So we have to contact them again, but now we have another issue. You see, almost after the 4th, these blinds right here, they decide, hey, we're going to screw up on you and everything. We're going to screw up on you and basically break. We're going to break. And that's exactly what they did. You see, me and my mom, we barely use these blinds. We barely use these blinds here, at all. We don't lift them up. Like, of course, you got that string there that allows you to lift them up, bring a lot of light in if you want. We don't even do that. Instead, all we do is we just use the wand here, which is right there, to just open them, just to open them up, and then maybe push back on the window, like what I did here. Just push back on this to get some air in. Well, my mom decides, okay, I'm going to open it halfway because that's what normally she'll do. Like, if she wanted to, if it wasn't for her couch, or our couch, she would open this halfway to let some sun in, or even that over there. She would open that halfway to let some sun in. But she doesn't do that because you got material there, stuff there that could get worn out by the sun. Anyway, long story short, she decides she's going to do that, right? And all of a sudden, as she's doing that, that's when this entire thing here decides to come crashing down. It starts from there and there. And my mom's thinking, okay, I'll try my best to fix it. And she tries, even with, as you can see, duct tape. But that doesn't help. Because just when it looked like it was all right, she goes to, I guess you could say, close the blinds or check on them. And next thing you know, they fall again. And this time, the middle string and the first right string, because basically the two left strings here broke. Then the middle string broke, which you went to check on it, or at least to try to close the blinds or whatever. And then, not only did the middle string break, but the first right string broke. And that caused it to just collapse. So what did I have to do? I basically went online, went to DoorDash, and ordered, and thank God they got here as quickly as possible, ordered some command hooks. I basically ordered some command hooks to come in, to be delivered. Basically these here. I ordered some command hooks, to be delivered. And like I said, thankfully they got here in a timely manner. As I check my computer. Because it's still, and that's another thing too that happened over this weekend. That's another thing too that happened over this weekend. But anyway, like I said, thankfully they got delivered in a timely manner. And what we did is we used the combined effort of the hooks, the adhesive sticky sticks that come with them, if you will, or the adhesive. The sticks or the adhesive glue or whatever it's called. So basically, we used the combined effort of that, the hooks, and the duct tape, and that's what it's been like for the past few days now, like that. And so what we had to do is we had to contact property management again and send them another email separate saying, hey, we now need our blinds looked at and everything, and we tried to basically rig it, if you will, as best we can to, stay afloat, stay on top until it's fixed. So hopefully by tomorrow, when we have the guy here for the plumbing, we'll also get a message maybe down the line from property management telling us, yeah, we got somebody on the way, maybe tomorrow as well, or Tuesday, to fix the blind. So far it's been one of those weeks. But if that's not enough, thanks to screwy old me, I nearly caused a nuclear implosion between me and my sister, my second oldest sister. Basically, I'll put it this way. It's a lesson, and I'm sure we've all learned it. Read before you do. Or read before you send. Or read before you forward. I'll put it that way. Because basically, my sister had all the intention to go to our cousin's party for her daughters, because all her daughters, who are also our cousins, but we look at them as nieces, all of her daughters are graduating at the same time. Her youngest is graduating, going into high school. Her second oldest is graduating high school, going into college. And her oldest is graduating at Stanford and probably going to pursue a career in medical, but she's also going to go for her master's or something as well down the line. So it's a big deal. It's something that rarely happens in our family, if not any family, to be honest, in my opinion. Because again, they're graduating all in the same year. I mean, the last time any members of our family graduated in the same year was my older sister and my cousin. They graduated in the same year, if you will. They graduated in the same year, almost on the same day. And that was around 95. I think it was no, it wasn't 95. It was it 95? Yeah, I think it was 95, 96, around that time frame. They graduated. So yeah, basically, that was like one of the last times that happened, if you will. That was like one of the last times that happened. Because I don't think anybody in my family outside of me, I don't think anybody in my family outside of me graduated in 1988. So, but yeah, getting back on point, I basically, like I say, it's a lesson of learn. It's basically a lesson of not learn. Well, yeah, learn. Learn from your mistakes, but it's also a lesson of, read before you forward, read before you send, or whatever, and also ask for permission or consent. It's a lesson in all those categories of read before you send, or read before you forward, and also ask for the okay to send or forward so that your message gets across. And yeah, it was basically a near nuclear explosion. I'll put it that way. But thankfully, thank the Lord, things calmed down. I took responsibility for it right away. Because after I sent it, I clicked on the view all thinking there was nothing more. And I saw a lot more, and I saw what it said, and I was like, ooh, crap. I blew it this time. And what made it even worse, temporarily, is I sent it through Mom's phone and everything, and almost put the blame on her. I was like, no, I don't need that. I don't need her to get stressed at me. She's already dealing with the blinds. So I took responsibility. I'm the one that took the responsibility because it was indeed my fault. So thankfully, things did calm down. I apologized through audio message and everything. And everybody understood the situation. And thankfully, last night, my second older sister, she forgave me and she understood. And she even kind of said she was kind of maybe glad that it got out that way because, here's the thing. All families have their different, quirks, if you will. They have their different enjoyments when it comes to gatherings. All families do. And our family is the kind that, some like drinking alcohol, at a party, whether it's wine, champagne, beer, maybe a bit of whiskey, rum, But there are those that don't like alcohol because of what it reminds them of and everything from the past. And basically by not allowing alcohol around at a party, knowing that there are those, and everybody is capable, there are those that are like, if I want a beer, I'll just wait till I get home. Or if I want some wine, champagne, I'll wait till I get home. And they do. My family's the same way. But again, there are those that, do not want beer or alcohol at a party or anything because of basically the fact that it reminds them of, something they've seen in the past and everything. But also part of them wants to try to send a message, in my opinion. And this goes for all families, not just mine. This goes for all families, not just mine. They want to try to send a message of you can enjoy yourself, but you don't have to drink alcohol or wine or whatever to enjoy yourself. And, that is indeed true. That is indeed true. That is, a true statement. I'm not denying that. I don't think anybody else is going to deny that, not just in my family, but in families abroad. So it's nothing new. It's nothing new. So, But there are other circumstances as to why, sometimes messages get sent to where they have to inform the person, hey, I'm not going to be able to make it to said party. It might be because they have other plans. It might be because they're working, so on. And, that's pretty much what came up with my second older sister. She has to work. And the reason she has to work basically is at the wedding reception for her son, my nephew, a little over a week, about 2 weeks ago, today, she kind of threw her hip out by accident. She was dancing and something just happened to where I think she made a turn or something with her hip and just, got thrown out. Nothing too serious, just like, yeah, you're going to have to take it slow for at least a week or two before you can physically get back to work. And that's mainly what happened. She had to essentially take a break from work, take some medications the doctor recommended, and she's back on her feet. And today, she and her family are going to the Stanislaus County Fair in Turlock to have a good time, at least for a couple of hours or something like that. But yeah, it was. It was, like I said, it was one of those situations to where, going back to what I said, it's a lesson in, it's a lesson of, basically ask for consent, ask for permission, ask for the go-ahead, basically, as well as read before you send, and also probably the oldest saying of, don't leap before you look. If you will. That's basically what it is. Don't leap before you look. But yeah, outside of that, and again, like I said, thankfully she forgave me and understood. She just recommended, hey, don't do that again, dude. That's not cool. And I'm not, believe me. Outside of that, it's been one of those weeks to where, you're just relaxing and everything, but just a lot going on, just a lot really going on. Not just family-wise, but, household-wise, with everything basically just coming apart and all that. And then for me, and I'm going to talk about this in a video I did a couple of weeks ago, but set to premiere on Tuesday. For me, my computer, and I understand, I thank the Lord for this happening, because like my mom said, the Lord has a reason for a lot of stuff happening. My computer decides over the past several days that it's going to act up, right? And finally, it just got to the point last night to where it was just acting up so much. I'm thinking, what the heck is going on here, right? So basically, I relent, if you will, and the Lord's just telling me, just do it. Just do it. It'll help the computer. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to relent. And what I did is I unpaused the updates. I basically resumed the updates is what I did. And by resuming them, I allowed them to do their thing. Now, what was funny, and as a notification, I do apologize if you heard that. Now, what's funny, though, is the reason my computer was acting up so much is something was loose. Something wasn't right, or something wasn't connecting, something. And what happened is usually when the updates occur, there's usually 1, 2, maybe 3, depending on how long you have it paused, that being the updates. There's at least 1, 2, or 3 cumulative updates by Windows 10 or Windows 11, depending on which version you have. And they're usually for that month or for the previous month as well. So May's was in there. May's got taken care of. The May, update. And then when we got to June, there was 2. I don't know why there's always 2 for 1 month, but still. And one of them did not want to go. So I'm thinking, okay, something's not right here, right? So, okay, I close it, try it again, and it looks like it's all right. Then basically the update thing crashes. And it's like, what the heck is going on, right? So it does recommend that you have to restart or shut down your computer before you do anything. So what does my computer do? After a while, the screen decides to blank out. It decides to blank out a little bit. And I'm thinking, oh great, did it burn out or something? No, it didn't burn out, but it decides to go blank. It decides to go blank and everything, right? But before that, when I'm highlighting the the icons, the apps, if you will, like Google Chrome, Windows Movie Maker and all that, all of a sudden instead of just having the arrow go on top of them, they start having like a black hue around them, right? And I'm thinking, oh great, this is not good, because I know then something's up. So basically I try to shut it down. I try to do a hard reset by pushing the button. Does not work because something is basically essentially not connecting, or it's lagging behind. So I decided, okay, I'm just going to unplug it. I unplug it, give it a few seconds, plug it back in, turn it back on, let it go through its thing and all that, give it time, and then, basically it notifies me because I finally decided, screw it, I'm going to turn on the notifications for updates and everything. It finally fully completes it. And I basically decided, okay, update and shut down, because I've heard things about update and restart. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but I decided to go update and shut down, let it do its thing, and then after it finishes its updating completely, does the first half of the update, restarts, does the second half, and then shuts down after a bit, I decided, you know what, instead of turning it on, I'm going to give it time to cool off. Because my computer, to be honest with you, has been going non-stop, honestly, for several months. And I know there are people, before you say anything, I know there are people, and I've seen it even at my ex-jobs, if you will, at my ex-jobs, in the electronics section, well, people will leave the computers on for quite some time. They will leave the computers on. Heck, they'll even leave the TVs on for quite some time. And they don't burn out or anything. Yes, they will turn them off after a while to let them relax, but they will leave them on. And that's basically why I would leave my computer on. Because I would notice, hey, if my job's doing it and everything, if my nephew, he's leaving his monitors on and everything in his room, if he's doing it, then it shouldn't be an issue with me. Should not be an issue, with me, whatsoever. So, what do? I decide I'm going to do the same thing. And the other computer I have, it's in the garage right now. The other computer I have, like I say, it's in the garage right now. If I can get to it. Well, show you, I should say. This baby right here, this is the tower. I have a monitor in my room, but the tower right here, and I do apologize for the notification again. This tower right here, it still works. That tower still works and everything. It still does. But I've kept that tower on for a while as well. And yes, it would screw up sometimes if I didn't do an update, I will admit that. And it would kind of act up if I didn't turn it off for a while. But even so, I've kept it on for quite some time, even when I lived in Kansas, that basically it would still work. But apparently, this was a time around the situation, not around, let me get some coffee. I nearly got tongue-tied there. That's better. But like this is a time around, but this time around, the situation, that's what I was trying to say, was a little bit different. Yes, I've had my computer act up a bit and all that, and that was basically a sign of saying, hey, do the update or else I'm not going to work properly. And, and I'm like, I don't like doing the updates sometimes, because I'm thinking, look, it's just the same update and all that. It's basically a patch is what it is. It's just an annual monthly patch with a few things sprinkled in here and there. So that's why I always pause it, and I know I'm not the only one. And again, I do apologize for that notification. Like I said, I know I'm not the only one. So that's why me and others will pause these updates, because it's like, why do we have to keep doing the same update every 30 days if you're just going to basically, just if you're just going to basically patch, if you're just going to basically give us a patch, because that's what it is. Why even bother? So, yeah, I didn't do that for a while, and I almost paid the price. Thankfully, this computer I got several years ago, around I think my final years at Walmart, or I think my final years. No, actually, it wasn't my final years. It was like what, 2016, 17? No, 2017. 2017. Yeah, it was on 2017 and everything that I got this computer. And thankfully, it's lasted for that long. It's lasted for about almost 6 years, going on 6 years this year. Now, does that mean me and my mom are going to have to upgrade over time? Absolutely, it does. It means we're definitely going to have to upgrade over time because of the fact that, we are, let's see if I can check the live chat and everything. Let's see. Anybody saying anything? Hold on, guys. No, nobody's saying anything just yet. But anyway, like I said, it's coming to a point that me and my mom are going to have to get new computers because this computer of hers, which I got her, it works still and everything, but it's one of those stream notebook computers to where it relies more on the storage of flash storage, than anything else. It relies more on that than anything else. So, what I got to do basically, over time, what I got to do basically over time and everything is get her another one and get myself another one as well. Both probably with Windows 11, so that way we're more up to date, more things can, be handled and taken care of and stuff like that. Is take care of something here. Hold on, guys. But yeah, that way we can that way it can be more up to date. That. But that'll be in time. Again, my mom's computer, her notebook, if you will, is one of those notebooks that runs off of an EMC flash storage. And what that means basically, because I have one in the garage that basically needs to be looked at and repaired. What that means basically, long story short, is, let's just put it this way. You don't have to save anything, like save any files for space to be taken up, because the cache, the CACHE, the cache, will be the one that takes up the most storage. Because when I cleaned it out one time on my mom's computer, everything was fine. Everything was good. And it was all because it was the cache. It was the cache part of it, if you will. It was the cache part. And everything. It was the catch, if you will. It was the catch part. And basically because it was catch, that caused this, it caused the computer to get low. So I had to basically clean it out for her computer to have more space again. And it helped it out. It helped, run the computer better and all that. And she was able to do stuff. But because of the catch taking up a lot of space, she couldn't do anything. She couldn't really do anything and all that. With her she couldn't do anything. So I'm taking care of something here. She couldn't do anything, um, with her computer. She couldn't really do much until it got cleared out. So basically, she had to clear that out. I had to clear that out for her, and she was able to work it. Now, what's even more interesting and more evidence that we're going to have to get new ones for each other down the line is the fact that since EDD, decided to change things up to where now when you go into EDD, it's now known as My EDD. You have to basically every few weeks when you do your unemployment, every few weeks when you go and do your unemployment and everything, when you go and do it, basically, you now have to not only, because usually you'll log in, you can still log in, but before you get the chance to do your unemployment, now you have to basically ask for a verification code to be emailed or text to you before you can get in. And the way this affects my mom and her computer is she can't do that. She can't do that, whatsoever. And everything. She can't. Hold on, I do something here. She can't do that now because for some odd reason she can't open My EDD. Like when it used to be regular EDD, she could do it. Now that it says My EDD, for some reason it's not letting her log in. Now I don't know if that's maybe because of the cache files that are stored up or what. But still, that shouldn't be an issue. It should not be, an issue or anything like that, whatsoever. That shouldn't be an issue, all right? It shouldn't be an issue whatsoever. But yet it is. It is an issue, and I'm just doing something right there to, kind of speed things up since the update on my computer. But basically, that shouldn't be an issue. It shouldn't be an issue whatsoever, but it is. It is an issue because it's like it takes us to the page, but it won't let us click onto where she has to log in. It won't even show her email and all that. And instead, we have to go to mine, which I don't have a problem doing because mine is a little quicker. There's no doubt about that. Mine is indeed, just a bit quicker. And all that. That is a fact. I don't know why that went on. Here we go. Just trying to do something. If there's one thing I think a lot of us may not like about our computers sometimes and some of the apps they have is the OneDrive. Because with the OneDrive, it's like, yeah, we get your doing backup stuff for us and everything, and that's great. But we could do without you because you're kind of taking up space. You're kind of taking up space. Or you're slowing things down or whatever. But anyway, I know I sound like I'm rambling. I'm still waking up a little bit. I just woke up like a little while ago. But again, what I'm getting at, folks, is mainly the fact that, she, along with anybody, shouldn't have this kind of an issue, right? But because I think it's her model of her computer, which again shouldn't be an issue, she can't do it. She can't really do it. So yeah, it's one of those kind of situations to where, like I said, and again, I know I sound like I'm rambling, and I'm a little distracted. But I'm basically I just started my computer back up after about 7 hours and everything of relaxing and all that, and from going bonkers on me and everything, um, and doing an update. But anyway, like I said, it's one of those situations to where it shouldn't matter what kind of computer you have. You should be able to do it without a problem. Even with a phone like the one I'm using, shouldn't be an issue. It shouldn't be an issue. However you look at it, but yet it's an issue. It is a major issue. And again, not that I don't mind doing it on my computer, because again, it's more faster, it's more suitable and everything. I don't have a problem doing that. So that issue is resolved. It's just that, again, no computer, no matter what model it is, shouldn't act up the way it does. And prevent people from using it. I mean, she can get into excuse me. She can get into other things, which is good. She can get into other things, which is good, and I'm glad for that. I really am. But there are situations to where basically, there are situations to where basically she needs to have that computer to access certain sites, and if my EDD, which used to be edd.ca, is not going to cooperate, not just for her but for me, maybe in the future, or anybody else. That's not good. That's not good. No matter how you see it. No matter how you see it. Um, but yeah, outside of that, like I said, overall this week, and again, I know I sound like I'm rambling. I do apologize. So far this week has been one of those weeks to where, you'll remember it, but you'll also want to kind of forget it, especially when it comes to getting household items worked on and taken care of, because they're falling apart on you. Now, the only other thing that happened this week, I think I briefly mentioned this, was my nephew, my third oldest nephew, came over for a week, stay, because he does that every summer. So he comes, he'll come over. We'll change up this room and everything to where we'll take the dog caddy. We keep that because of it makes it feel like our dog is still here with us and all that, and she is spiritually and innocently. But we'll take the dog caddy. We'll put it into my mom's room temporarily. And then my mom, she'll scoot this seat, used to be my grandpa's seat, over the corner a bit. And then she'll move the tote full of papers that she has to sort through and recycle and throw away. She'll move that over to here to act like a temporary table. And then what I'll do is I'll take this Ozark Trail sleeping bag, and I'll pump it up. I'll basically plug it in, pump it up. It's one of those it's one of those kind of sleeping bags to where it already has a pump in there, and all you have to do is plug it in, go to one side, turn it on, switch it on, like click, click like this, like you're turning a key, and basically it'll inflate, and then you go to the other side, you turn it again, and it'll deflate. But yeah, basically what I'll do is I'll pump that up and everything. We'll put that right here in the middle, if you will, for him to lay on. Give him some blankets and stuff. And then if he does, and he did this time around, I'll take my switch out of there. And bring it in my room, which I did, as you can tell right there. And he'll put his in its place. So that way he still has his, games to play and all that, while he's here. visiting and everything. The other thing that he did as well was he and my mom watched the Hunger Games, all 4 of them. Not in a row, but on separate days. A couple of days ago, they watched the first Hunger Games. Then yesterday, they watched the second Hunger Games that she fell asleep through. And then last night, up till about 3 in the morning, a little afterwards, if you will, they watched the last 2. And my nephew, he had seen them all and everything. My mom had not, and that's the one thing my mom was even, because my mom was kind of asking this in her own way. She was kind of asking this in her own way. She's like, have you seen them? And I said, no. But then I tried to explain, because I know what she was getting at. But basically, that's the thing. People like me and people like those I follow, like Zara Nizarek and many others, we will collect movies, comics, not only to add to our collection, but to look at and read, watch or read later. And that's what we do. My mom watching the Hunger Games for the first time is, one of those situations. And now what was interesting with me is I knew I had digital versions. I just couldn't figure out where to get them until I realized, oh yeah, the line gates, I need to go to, Movies Anywhere or get recommended to someplace. And what I was recommended was Movie Redeem. Movie Redeem is basically the Movies Anywhere for, for studios like Lionsgates. So I had to go to Movie Redeem, go to Vudu, put that in there, and the rest is history. It was interesting. My mom, even though she could pretty much figure this out easily, she was like, how do you do that? How do you do this? And I told her, all you have to do is press the mic thing here, say Vudu, and you're good to go. And she said she did that, but what she didn't do is scroll over to My Movies and everything and find it that way. Because usually what she'll do is she'll scroll around to find something while she's learning about it before going into it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, she and him watched all of them on separate nights. They watched the last 2, part 1 and 2 of Mockingjay last night, and my nephew actually asked for some coffee, if you will, to keep him going. So that way he wouldn't fall asleep on the last 2, like he did the previous night. But yeah, they watched that and everything. So I do know that if there's any other Lionsgate films I have that have digital codes, I'm going to have to go to Movie Redeem and punch those codes in for all of these to be watched digitally. So, yeah. It's one of those situations to where, it's one of those situations to where you learn that you have the digital, you just got to go someplace else, for it. But again, outside of that, he just spent the day, not most of the day, but he spent most of his time going back and forth from the guest room, eating, talking to my mom and all that, and then going back in the guest room, if you will, going back in and laying down. Basically during the summer and sometimes during, the winter, like around New Year's, this is his home away from home. Basically the guest room because it becomes his room, if you will. But, but the reason though, my mom, I think, in my opinion, went more all out for him this time around, because she'll go all out, there's no doubt. But here's what she did though. Now, previously, when he would visit, down here, she would have a lot of magazines, right? She still has some, but she would have some magazines. So, what did she do this time around? She wants a place to store her magazines. So what do? I sacrificed 2 totes that I'm not really using that much. They have stuff, but not much. And excuse me. Dust. Excuse me there. Allergies, dust. But anyway, what does she do? She decides, oh, she decides she's going to use the totes here, which I gave her, to put her magazines that she has, and then she's going to take that fan there, which I don't know if she wants it back at the roof. Boom. Excuse me. Almost had to sneeze again. But again, she basically took that fan on top of the totes is from the guest room, so I don't know if she wants that back in there or not. You know, it would give people something to trip over, so I might put that back. But mainly, she uses the totes, and she uses the totes to put the magazines in, because, you know, she wants to make some room down there, she would say. She's always wanted to do that, but if she really wanted to do that, in my opinion, guys, I think she would have done it a long time ago. But now she's doing it because, again, she wants her grandson, I should say, not a nephew, but her grandson, to feel more comfortable. And then if that's not all, because she knows he likes to eat in the living room when he's visiting, you know, she decides to put a universal bath towel down there. That's the bath towel under her apron. She likes to put a universal bath towel, you know, and all that, in her, not in, but she likes to use the universal. Okay, let me rewind it. Almost got distracted. I was thinking about something else. I nearly got distracted. But anyway, what she did is she took that bath towel, and again, I told you I'm still waking up a little bit. She took that bath towel and she laid it right under here. She laid it right under here, if you will, for him to put his feet on, and just in case food would fall. So she went out of her way this time around, more so than normal, in my opinion, to really make him feel comfortable. Now, again, you might ask yourself, well, that shouldn't be a problem, right? And no, it shouldn't be a problem. Don't get me wrong. It's not a problem. It's not a problem with me. You know, I understand why she's doing it. She's a grandparent. She's a grandmother. Of course she wants her grandkids to feel comfortable. That's not a problem. The problem though, is this might be his last time doing this. Because you see, he's going to be 16. I think he's going to be 16 this year, I believe. He was born in 2007. Yeah, he's going to be 16. He's going to be 16 this year. And he's getting at that age now to where not only can he legally work part-time, but he can also get his driver's permit. In other words, he can learn to drive. Now, does that mean he'll come down here and he'll drive down here and want to spend the night and everything, or spend the week? Maybe. Not saying that's the case or anything. You know, I'm not saying that's the case. But if he's going to be working, that's going to change the dynamic. So I think that's why my mom went a little all out for this one, more so than usual, because of the fact that, you know, this potentially, could be his last time doing this on a full-time basis, unless he asks for time off from whatever job he may have. And of course, he's got his other commitments at school, and all that, and like leadership and everything. So yeah, it's gonna probably be the last time. Now, the way I look at this as well, and this is a long shot, but when you look in here, you say to yourself, well, you got some of your stuff, most of your stuff in here, right? That's the point. Most of this is all my stuff, right? Some of it's hers, don't get me wrong. But the way I look at it, this could potentially, because, again, some of it's hers. Like this plant's my grandma's plant. She brought that. But she got that. Some of this used to be like, well, that's my grandma's vase. right there. So there are stuff in here she can keep. But and those are her bongos, believe it or not. But again, I look at this room and I'm believing over time, I think this might become my room or an extension of it anyway. And that now here's the thing. I'm not saying that's going to happen right away, but I'm thinking over time because she's got the master bedroom, I've got my room, and obviously she has more room for stuff and everything. For me, I don't have that much room. Okay, I don't have that much room. Whatsoever. Oh, shoot. Didn't want that to happen. Whole place is falling apart. Hold on, guys. Whole place is falling apart here. Whole place is falling apart. Yeah, it's a little bit better. He was having to go like real fast for some reason. Whole place, like I said, is falling apart. This one thing, my mom always likes to say, we agree upon, is that when they built this house, they had this house built. Oh yeah, I told you on. When they had this house built and everything, the people that built it did a very fast job. That even the property owners were like, "Yeah, you guys may have built a sturdy house, but some of the other parts of it, like the internal pipes, some of the pipes under the sink, or some of the lights, if you will, or other things, yeah, you could have done a better job." That's essentially what they said. It's like, hey, you could have done, a better job at doing this and everything, and, putting this house together. But, you get what you pay for. I mean, if there's anything my dad learned when he was trying to move us out to Kansas, is you get what you pay for. And he got what he paid for. Don't get me wrong, he got what he paid for. And it wasn't pretty. I'll put it that way, it was not pretty. I mean, the house was good, but, the work, yeah, you could have got better contractors, I'll put it that way. But yeah, again, like I said, she went all out for him more so than normal in my opinion, and basically, I believe and think it's the fact that it might be one of the last times he does this, unless, like I said, he asks for time off from whatever job he's doing. But as I mentioned, he's going to have all these other responsibilities like leadership and everything in school that he's probably not going to have time to do such a thing, and he's going to be more committed to those kind of things than anything else. So yeah, but again, like I said, there's a possibility now that opens up more so than ever, unless other things come up, that this could become my room, or at least a part of it. And the reason I say a part of it is because I look at the fact that if we worked things out, she could essentially, because again, she could still use this as part of her room. It could be half and half, like half her, half me. That's not an issue. But over time, I think she's gonna. I believe, and I know, and I don't know why God's putting this on my heart. I believe she's just gonna realize one day she's gonna have to let me have that room. Now, I'm not saying it's gonna be right away. I'm not gonna say it's going to be from. I'm not going to say it's going to be for my birthday as a birthday gift. No, I'm just saying that God's putting on my heart that that day is coming. That day is coming because, again, I got my games in here and all that. I got my music CDs. I got my glasses. I got my little statues that my sister gave me for Christmas and birthday of, Maze and Piazza. I got a lot of stuff. Not much as I do in my room right now, but I got a lot of stuff, in there. So I think over time, again, God's just putting this on my heart that she's going to, in time, give me that room. It's just going to take time. It's going to take time. It's just, a matter of patience. Basically, it's what is that saying of something like, greatness comes to those who wait, or something like that. Rewards come to those who wait. So it's going to take time, but, I'm just getting this feeling this room's now going to become mine because over time, since we've been here, we've had my second oldest nephew here. We've had my oldest nephew here. And I think even for a brief period before he turned 20, if you will. Well, actually, he was 20 already, wasn't he? Yeah, he was. But I think even for a brief period, we had my oldest nephew here, visit, spending the night or something. But mostly my second older and third oldest nephew. So now that that's kind of like that chapter's being shut down and everything for the time being, not saying there's going to not be any other opportunity ahead of us, where people will have family wanting to stay or visit for the night or the week. I'm not saying that. It's just that now the opportunity presents itself even more. It presents itself even more for this to become partially half and half. Half hers, half mine, or whatever. So, or entirely mine, I don't know. But again, God's just telling me right now that time is coming. I just got to be patient. I got to be patient and I got to wait. Because, basically, whatever that old saying is, reward or greatness comes to those who wait or something. It's going to be one of those situations. It is. So I just got to be patient. I mean, there are times, I'm not going to lie about this. My older sisters look at this room and be like, yeah, we understand. Me and my older sisters understand why my mom has this room. But to them, it's more like, well, it's got a bathroom adjacent to it. It should have been mainly Brian's because he could just go to his bathroom, be done with it. And he's got a lot of stuff. He could just, use this room. But you see, that's not how my mom thinks. She's the primary rent payer and everything. She's the primary rent payer and everything. Even though once in a while, if I can afford it, I will try to help out. If I can afford it, she's the primary rent payer. So by being the primary rent payer, she basically is the one that, I guess you could say, and rightfully so, has first choosing. And when we first walked through this house and she saw this, she's like, oh, this is mine. This is mine and everything. So, yeah, it's just one of those situations to where, I'm good with what I have. I'm good with what I have and everything. It's just one of those situations that, I feel opportunity is gonna knock, not just job-wise for me, but also opportunity home-wise. And I think that opportunity is going to be coming in the fact that I will be getting this room to add with this room. So that's what I feel is coming. But again, that's why she, in my opinion, went all out the way she did for my nephew. Because she knows this potentially could be the last time he comes over to visit for the week or for the night for a break, because he might be working. And if he's working, he's got all these other commitments and everything at school, because also, here's the thing, he's going to be a junior. He's going to be a junior in high school and everything. And by being a junior in high school, not only is he going to have more responsibility leadership-wise, but also, of course, from someone, that's been in that direction. Your junior year, you are getting prepared for that senior year. Like basically, your junior year is when you're going to get not only prepared for your senior year and everything, but now the opportunities, now the scholarships, that now the universities, the schools, the colleges, they're going to start calling. They're going to be calling upon you to enroll in them or offer you scholarships. And that's going to take a lot of time too. That's going to take a lot of time too. He's going to have, clubs to be part of, apparently, if he's a leader, like the equivalent of FBLA, Future Business Leaders of America, or FHA, or whatever, Club 48, whatever they have there. He's going to be involved in something like that, and it's going to take his time. So to me, when I look at this, even when he goes on break, he's going to have work. He gets hired somewhere, he's going to have work, so he can't be totally committable to try to spend time here. Like I said, the only way he's going to do that is ask for time off. And that's about it, But honestly, we'll see. We shall see. As of right now, if things do kind of go the way, they might, then this will definitely turn into either entirely an extension of my room here, or it'll be half and half. Half hers, half mine. And that's probably mostly how it'll go. But we'll see. We shall see. But anyway, though, guys, I know this has been dragging on for a long time. I'm also letting my computer kind of, like I said, build itself back up after going through a near crash and basically an update and everything. So, yeah, I'm just letting my computer catch up with itself and all that while I'm doing this. But, yeah, I just wanted to do this little, I guess I wouldn't say little, but just do this live Sunday morning vlog for you guys to watch and listen to. Let me know overall your thoughts. Let me know how your 4th was, and and everything. Let me know how your 4th of July was. Also, guys, let me know if you've gone through anything that I've talked about, like you ever had your garbage disposal, or your blinds in your kitchen or whatever break to where you've had to call the property management to, get something scheduled to get it taken care of. Also, let me know basically if you've ever had a situation to where, as a grandparent, as an uncle, aunt, whatever, where basically when you have your nephew or you have your grandchild over for, a visit for a week or so, that, you go all out for them because it might be the last time because, they're getting older and they got other commitments and everything coming up. Let me know. Let me know down below in the comments. Also, let me know if you've ever had to go through what I did with the computer and everything, to where it's like, it's fine, thank the Lord, thank God for it, and everything. But let me know if you ever had gone through a situation to where you ask yourself, why am I pausing this? If they're still going to screw with me, or something basically indicating, hey, just do the update and we'll get out of your hair kind of deal. Even though it's meant to do what it's got to do. Thank the Lord for that. But let me know what your thoughts are, guys. Comment below. Live chat during the premiere. Well, it's not a premiere, but you get the idea. I'm used to saying that when I just do a previous recording or pre-recording. But guys, let me know what your thoughts are. Thank you all for joining me live, and have a good rest of your Sunday. I am out.